And then what's next?
V.
V, yeah.
V is for visualize.
Visualize.
So every top athlete has harnessed that power of visualization.
Yeah.
The runner sees herself breaking through the tape at the end of the race, right?
Yeah.
And the
Michael Phelps.
Yes, Michael
Huge
Phelps.
on that.
Yes, he
talks
is.
about it all the time.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
very common with athletes.
Yeah.
And the golfer sees the hole in one.
Wow.
So think about, even if you're not an athlete, whatever you're trying to accomplish, when you have a very clear picture in your mind of achieving that goal, you have the confidence and the focus to move in that direction.
Right.
And one of the best ways to activate the power of visualization is through a vision board, which is
You're using a vision board.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that's simply a bulletin board that you place words and images that reflect what you want to manifest. And you keep it someplace that you see every day.
Right.
And what that does is it reminds you and it says to your subconscious mind, this is my reality. And you'll start to become more aware of opportunities and resources to move you in that direction.
Right.
And I conduct vision board workshops for organizations because they're recognizing now how important that is to help their employees focus on what's most important, both at work and in their home life.
Right, right.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, that nothing could be more vivid than that, right?
Yeah.
Yep, you
Yeah.
can see it and you can smell it.
Yes.
It's easier to get there, right?
That's right, that's right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Mhm.
And the next one
Is E.
E,
So
the
E
last
is for express thanks.
right,
Cultivating an attitude of gratitude.
right.
Because what we focus on expands and what we appreciate appreciates. And we tend to focus on what's not going right and what we don't have instead of what is going right and what we do have. So a couple of things that I suggest around cultivating that attitude of gratitude is to keep a gratitude journal. Just a simple notebook that you keep by your bed a couple of nights a week. Write down a brief list of what you are grateful for that day and include one unique entry. And what that
do you mean by
does,
that?
well, think of something new. So you might have on your list typically my health, my family, I love my job. Those things might be common each time you write your list. But if you can think of one unique entry, which could be our time together, you might add to it, or that you saw a beautiful sunrise or sunset, or that you had a great talk with an old friend. Those are the things that get you during the day to go, well, what am I going to add to my gratitude journal? So that's how that works.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So that is express your thanks.
Yes.
And you're right. And I read in a research, they say that every time you feel a gratitude,
Yes.
you feel grateful, and there's a rush of serotonin to
Yes.
our brain, and serotonin makes us feel happy, joyful, and just feel good.
Yes.
Right. So that does scientifically too.
It does, and it's important to express gratitude to others because there's a famous Gallup poll that said the number one reason why someone in a good economy decided to quit their job is not because of not enough money or too much stress. It's because they just didn't feel appreciated. So if you want people to go in your work, and even at home, to go above and beyond, when you genuinely express appreciation to them in the way that they can take it.
Right.
So sometimes it's a gift, sometimes it's a words of affirmation, sometimes it's spending time with that person, taking them out to lunch or whatever it might be. You'll find that you'll develop a strong relationship with them, and they will go out of their way to help and support you.
Wow.
You know what that's like
powerful.
when people have expressed appreciation to you.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for example, we are speakers. Like every
Yeah.
time we make a speech, it's just somebody spend a few minutes, just queue in line and come and say thank you,
Yes,
how much it
yes.
impacted my life.
Yes.
And it makes you, it's more than the money we get,
Oh,
right?
so much more.
Right,
So much
that's wonderful. That's
Yeah.
very true. Yeah, and above all of that, there's still a lot of challenges in life. What holds us back? What are the challenges that keep us from achieving our goals? Why are we out of balance?
Mhm. A big piece is the distractions, modern day distractions, mostly technology.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then also too, I believe, so I mentor professional women, and one of the things that I come across is sometimes they don't believe they are worthy of success. And that can hold you back, so you tend to self-sabotage. You know, so that's, again, it has to do with what you're saying to yourself and what you're hearing from other people. So that's a big piece of it too. You know, it's important that you recognize that you are worthy of all good things in order to accept them.
Right. So Tricia, in your book, Working with Wisdom, 10 Universal Principles for Enlightened Entrepreneurs. And you shared with us the 5, the CRAVE, right?
Yes,
Crave. And would you mind sharing more?
Oh,
You have 10 here, right?
That's right,
Yeah,
that's right.
yeah.
So the Crave Your Goals program is the first program I started to do with a corporate audience, employees. And then they started asking me about, well, can you focus on the issue of work-life balance? So I created another program called Work-Life Balance Wisdom, which includes some of the Crave steps, but then there are a few others, and I think it would be helpful for me to share those with you.
Right.
So the first step in the Work-Life Balance Wisdom program is defining your life purpose.
I love it.
Okay, yeah.
Define your life purpose.
And the reason why I say that's important with balance is when people understand what their purpose is, why they're here, that big picture of why they're here, the passion that they have, the joy, and how they're expressing that in their work, and perhaps their service to others, they make smarter decisions.
Right.
They are more focused, and that helps them to enjoy more balance.
I love it.
So the idea with a life purpose statement is to look at what you value and what motivates you, and then what are your natural gifts. The
Right.
things that people will say, you know, that really makes you stand out.
Right.
It might be your compassion, your sense of humor, or it might be a musical ability or a technical ability. And when you have those 3 elements together, it's kind of like a recipe. From there you can create that statement, that life purpose statement. So when I did that process, and we're talking 20 years ago, my life purpose statement became clear, and it is through support and by example, I inspire others to follow their dreams and live joyfully on purpose.
Right.
Now, this is 20 years ago, before I even wrote the book and started my speaking business, and it guided me to where I am today. So a life purpose statement is very powerful. It doesn't have to be very elaborate, and you'll know when you have it right. And then you want to print it out, you want to frame it, you want to put it someplace that you see every day. And when you are trying to make decisions, you'll look at that statement and you'll say, does this bring me closer to this statement? And then if it does, that's the decision you should make.
I cannot agree with you
Yeah.
more. It's very true, and sometimes when we look at the purpose that is higher than yourself,
Yes.
and that will really drive you and help you to overcome a lot of setbacks, a lot of difficulties along the way.
Yes.
In achieving what you want to do.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And stay present is another strategy. You know, if we are so worried about the future or thinking about the past, and we're never here, right now, here, then we can't feel any balance.
Right.
So the idea is to, you know, to me, I think mindfulness is like a muscle.
Right.
It needs to be developed. So you start small. It might be when you're eating a meal
Right.
that you say, I'm present, I'm tasting it, I'm hearing
Savoring
it, I'm smelling
every
it.
bite.
Yes, yes, and just focus on that meal
Right.
instead of maybe reading or listening or being on the computer at the same time,
Right.
or just walking to work. To be able to listen to the birds, to see the flowers, instead of being so in your head thinking about what are you going to do when you get to your desk. So little things like that. And I tell you, the best gift of all that you can give someone is your full attention. And when you become more mindful, you tend to be able to do that more. And that's priceless.
You're right.
Yeah.
My kids sometimes, they
Uh-huh.
complain.
Yes.
They say, Mommy, you are not paying attention to me. You know, you're not listening to me. I say, what? I'm here. No, you're
Yeah.
looking at your computer screen.
That's right.
That's very true.
That's
yeah.
right. Isn't
And
it
they,
true?
you know, little ones spot that.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Yeah.
And then another strategy would be authentic. Because you need to be honest with yourself and with other people about what's important. Because otherwise you are chasing other people's dreams. You know, you're frustrated, you're resentful because you're doing things that really are not what you want to be doing.
Right.
So the more that you can be honest with yourself and others, the more in balance you will be.
What a relief.
Yes.
That's so true, and I love that. And nowadays, a lot of documents in the 21st century leadership,
Yes.
and they focus a lot about being authentic.
Yes.
Authenticity leadership.
Yes.
Just be yourself.
Authentic, transparent,
Exactly.
vulnerable.
Yep.
Yeah, that's all part of it.
Transpersonal. Exactly. But
Yes.
you know, you remember in the 20th century, it's all about that charisma that you have to build. I mean, not naturally you have that charisma. It's great, but
Yes.
you have to build. You have to be that kind of
Like a mask.
a
that's
mask.
on there.
Exactly.
Right.
And now that's wonderful, and I think that gives way a lot to women
Yes.
to be leaders in a society too.
And then as they are more authentic,
Yeah.
they give permission to others to
Right.
be that way too,
Right.
especially if they're leading a team and that type of thing.
Right.
So I'm very big on that piece.
Yeah. Me too. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's pretty much the work-life balance, and then the crave steps are part of that. But what I do is I talk about first figure out what your why is. Why do you want more balance? Everyone will say, I'm struggling with balance. I want more balance in my life. Now, there's no such thing as perfect balance. We're talking more about satisfaction. We're talking about harmony, integration perhaps. But the first part is to figure out why.
Right.
So is it that I can spend more time with my family? I can develop more healthy habits.
Right.
I can do more traveling, I can get a promotion, I can go back to school. Figure out what that why is, and then you look at the what. So what are you trying to balance? Everything from your family, your other relationships, your work, health, finances, your home, the physical home. And what I do is I recommend writing all those down. And usually it's about a dozen for most people. Fun is a part of it, personal development, and then grade it on a scale of 1 to 10 of where you are and then where you want to be.
Right.
So if you look at physical home, right, and most people have some to-do list, you know, some household projects and all of that. So they might say, you know, when I look at my home, it's about at a 4, and I'd like it to be at about a 7. So you'd write 4/7. And what that does is you go through each of them and do that, you'll see, oh, okay, in this area, I don't need to spend more attention. It's okay. This area, I need to spend more attention. And it helps you to start prioritizing. And also it gives you a little bit more, you feel more at ease because you kind of know where things stand. And then the last piece in the work-life balance wisdom program is the how with those strategies.
Right.
Yeah.
Trisha, thank you so much. I know that you have to go.
Oh.
And how we can learn some more from you.
Well, my website is simply TrishaMolloy.com, and that's TRICIA. MOLLOY. So there's videos on there. There are my products. I have a blog that I post almost once a week.
You
and
write
it's just
about
these
goals,
strategies.
setting goals,
Exactly.
strategies.
Yeah. Please go there to learn more information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Trish.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. Hope
My
to see you
pleasure.
again. Yeah.
Here are 3 simple tips when it comes to goals or New Year's resolutions. If you're not sure what your goals are, start by thinking how you want to feel. And from there, your goals will become apparent. Second is, if you have 5 or 6 or 10 goals, I recommend focusing on 1 or 2. And third, find someone you can be accountable to, so that when things get tough, you'll have somebody checking in on you, and it'll make it easier to move forward and live the life you love.
Believe, begin, become. Hãy tin, hãy bắt đầu và bạn sẽ trở thành.